Hey everyone, today I want to share with you something a little complicated. It's how to prepare for a sad scene. So, first of all, we are not reducing scenes to emotional results. I'll say it again. You are not going to reduce a scene to an emotional result. Human beings are so many more things than sad, right? But sometimes you get an audition that says he, she, they cry. And there's a direction or tears in the eyes or whatever it is. And until that you get to the point where you don't care because you're going to tell a story and what happens happens. And there's so many other ways to, visualization, substitution, all of that stuff. But getting into the headspace prior, I just want to talk about it because I think I've worked out something really great. And I've got some pray for me master classes in the works that I hopefully get to teach this live. But what I have found is I see actors a lot listening to sad songs, or worse than that, trudging up an emotional memory. Some of these are very dangerous, especially when they're not resolved, because we need to keep going about our day afterwards. This is a job, right? It is not you sacrificing yourself. It's a job. So if we were talking about a song, for example, because I do think that music is very motivating to move us out of one state into another. Say if we have a song like Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. I don't know about everybody else, but that song gets to me every time. I want you to think about your song that you listen to that makes you emotional. I'm going to give you a second. I want you to think about it. Mine is that one. And I looked up these songs, right? I went online. I was like, what songs make people cry? And there was a common factor in all of them. And they were all about love. So when we listen to a song, I think sometimes we relate first to the sadness. Like, you've had your heart broken and you are sad. But I'm going to tell you straight, if I'm sad genuinely in life, I don't do my best work. Because sadness comes with withdrawal, it comes with depression, it comes with doubt and fear and insecurity, and those aren't useful to me a lot of the time. So what I want you to do, if you don't have a song, listen to Whitney Houston's I Will Always Love You. Listen to it once through. Then listen to it and think about someone or something, being an animal or a human, that you love. That you would, in the lyrics, I should stay, but I'd only get in your way. Like, you want their happiness more than your own. And I actually think that when I know this, but I want you to try it. When you sit and you think about wanting to be more emotionally connected, or I call it like cracking open the shell. We crack open the shell that society kind of forces us into through our jobs, taking care of people, etc., being accepted in society, all of it. I actually think that the biggest trigger to becoming ready to work in that emotionally raw place is love. It's love and it's gratitude. Don't connect to sadness and tragedy. Don't seek to become sad, and don't focus on what makes you feel awful. Like, I'll share this with you. At the moment, I feel like a loser a lot. It has been an awful while of not booking, having had a lot and then having had none. And that just, honestly, it just flattens me. And I don't want to get up in front of the camera. I feel like a loser. I feel helpless. I don't have US management. I don't get, blah, blah, blah. And I've trained everywhere. And, I know we all have our stories. You have a story why you sometimes feel like a failure. But when I'm working, I don't want to be in my own shit. right? I'm actually working to connect with someone else and tell someone else's story. So it can't be about me. The minute I make it about me, that's not good. The work doesn't translate to camera, it doesn't translate beyond the camera. So what I've started to do is I have started to tap into what I'm really grateful for. And you know what? That's fucking terrifying. It's actually so much harder and it's so much braver to go into what you're grateful for, especially when you don't feel good. Because feeling joyful and feeling free and feeling, I guess, a state of gratitude is really hard. But listening to that song, for example, let's just stick to that example. When I substitute someone that she's singing about that I love, I'm immediately so raw and I'm immediately so emotional because that person, I love them so much that I want them to be happy so much. And it's so much more important than my own shit. And you can kind of hear it in my voice already. It's already working. I'm already at that place where I'm like, oh, the walls are coming down. So I want you to just do this experiment for me. And if it's listening to music, it's listening to music. If it's listing what you're grateful for and really, really feeling it, it could be sitting in the sun. It could be this audition. It could be, you could be like, oh my God, I get to do my job today. I'm so grateful. You know? Try it. I'm in the process of building this system. You will see it online at some point, although that's being built. But I've created an MP3 file to take you through. There's 3 stages of it. I think you need to be physically engaged first. You can't just sit passively and do this. So there's physical engagement. There's how to use this with just visualization if you don't have music or you're in public or you're on set ready to do a take or wherever. And then how to keep it activated all day as you're working. But the key that I'm talking about is use gratitude and love. Think about someone that you love or something that you love or something that you're so, so grateful for. Breathe and let it break down the walls. Let it be run through your whole body. And if you start feeling scared and shut down and you start to cry, just let it happen. Just let it happen. It means it's working. If you're uncomfortable, it means it's working. And the great thing is these characters, when they're in these scenes, in the situations we're talking about, they're uncomfortable too. They're uncomfortable. They don't want to cry. They don't want to break down. They have another job to do. And that is great work when you are trying to keep it together. But the complicated thing for us is we have to break down and then put it together again. So I want you to try that. I really want to hear if this works. I'd love to hear feedback on this. And I really hope that you can use it and keep your eye out for the whole thing when it gets launched. Go crush it, actors.